Hi, it's Mike DelSignore. Behind me is Revere Beach, and I want to talk about what happens if you're charged with OUI in Revere. Your case will go to the Chelsea District Court. I handle OUI cases all over Massachusetts, and what people need to know is these are winnable cases. You don't have to admit to the charge, and there's very little downside if you went to trial and lost. Typically, what the judge would give you on a plea and what you'd get after trial is basically the same. So how do we win the cases? We are able to show that the signs that the officer claims are related to alcohol could be other causes. Many people in Revere, sometimes English isn't their native language. They might not understand what the instructions were of the field sobriety tests. Even if you did understand, you might have medical issues that affect your balance. You might have a bad back, a bad knee. So the assumption that just because you didn't do these tests right, it's because of alcohol is often inaccurate and incorrect. I challenge those assumptions, and I'm able to show a judge or a jury that the officer's opinion is just that. It's an opinion, but it doesn't meet the standard of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not sufficient enough. It's not strong enough to meet the high standard what people need to be convicted of a crime in this country. So if you're charged with an OUI, feel free to contact me. If there's a breath test, I routinely get those excluded from evidence. Those tests are not often inaccurate, unreliable. A breath test is basically an estimate of blood alcohol, and there's a lot of assumptions that are wrong for most people. So don't assume that the breath test is infallible and the case can't be won. We get those breath tests knocked out of evidence, meaning no one knows, judge or jury isn't allowed to consider that when it's excluded from evidence. I'll also explain the license consequences, how to get your license back. It's very important. So if you're not a citizen, don't admit to an OUI charge. It's going to have consequences for immigration, and if it's a second offense, it'll have some very serious consequences. So I'm here to help you. Call anytime, 781-686-5924. It's never too early, too late to call. My name is Mike DelSignore, and I'll be glad to answer all of your questions.